So, we know American presidential elections are almost always decided between a candidate from the Republican Party and a candidate from the Democratic Party. But how do these parties pick the leaders that will represent them? Once upon a time, as the stereotype goes, party leaders would pick their candidates in the back of smoke-filled rooms, insiders making inside decisions without much input from the general public. Over the course of the 20th century, this began to change, with the parties holding competitions to determine a winner. Currently, both parties hold elections in each state to determine their candidate. The winner in a given state gets that state's delegates. Delegates can be understood as points, and more populous states deliver more delegates than less populous ones. These statewide competitions occur over a period of months, known as primary season, in which candidates collect as many delegates as they can. Whoever has the majority of delegates at the end of primary season becomes that party's candidate for president. Now, if that wasn't confusing enough, get a load of this. These intra-party elections can have different rules, depending on the state. There are two overarching approaches, the caucus and the primary, and it turns out that the different rules can have a major impact on the outcome. The most common form of competition is the primary. This one's pretty straightforward. Voters head to the polls just like in a general election, casting their ballots for the candidate they believe best represents their views. The winner is the candidate with the most votes. Simple enough, right? Wrong. First of all, is the question of who gets to vote. There are two main types of primaries, open and closed. In an open primary, any eligible voter, regardless of party registration, can legally vote in the state's primary. This has benefits. It's the most inclusive approach. It has drawbacks too. Non-party members can try to play games with the outcome. For example, all the Democrats in a state could vote for Mickey Mouse to win the Republican primary. A closed primary doesn't have that problem. Only folks in the party can vote for that party's candidate. Now back to winning, because the candidate with the most votes wins, but wins what? In Republican primaries, the winner usually gets all of a state's delegates. This system is designed to give a clear victory to one candidate and avoid combative, close races. After all, parties don't want their candidates destroying each other before the actual election. But the Democrats do it another way, proportionally, meaning if the winning candidate finishes with 60% of the vote in a state, they get 60% of that state's delegates. A second-place finisher with 40% gets 40% of the delegates. This system is more representative, but it can also lead to very close and contentious competitions, as occurred in 2008 between Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. Got it? Good. Because there's more. Some states don't hold primaries at all. The delegates are instead awarded by a caucus. Now, a caucus is a true relic of the past. Imagine a town hall buzzing with debate, where citizens gather to voice their opinions. The caucus is a community-driven process where party members physically assemble to support their candidate. The event has heated arguments and multiple rounds of voting. Caucuses are less common than primaries, but a handful of states still use them, including some influential early voting states like Iowa. They have some upsides, as they permit for deeper engagement, and enthusiasm can win the day. But they have downsides too. They usually have low participation and favor political partisans. To confuse matters further, caucuses can be winner-take-all or have delegates distributed proportionately. Got it? No? Don't worry. Most Americans don't really get it either. Like democracy in general, the U.S. system is messy. But after the primaries and caucuses, usually the system boils down to a winner on the Democratic side and a winner on the Republican side. And these two face off to become the President of the United States.